Business plan should include everything that you would put in a normal business plan, plus your system or methodology, your strategy, your criteria for getting in and out of trades, and your money management and your contingencies for everything can go wrong and right. Then you have a structure. You have a structure for a business as a trader. And if you don't know how to do that, I've got that in my course. I'll tell you about that later. Then you should test that theory, because if you don't believe in that theory, even if someone else gives you the information, you see they're successful traders, but if you don't believe in that yourself, what's going to happen is there will be a part of you that won't trust it, and you'll hesitate, and you'll get out too soon. So if you do all the right things, have the right resources, I've seen people be successful within a month. That's rare. Usually, if you have all your ducks in alignment and do everything right, and once you find that you can't follow your rules to the letter, you seek out a coach like myself, then you could probably do it in 6 months to a year. Okay, let's see. What are some of the bigger lessons that a trader must learn? One of the biggest lessons that a trader must learn is that this is a business, and you need to treat it like a business. As I said, you have to have a business plan. Number two, you have to be the kind of person that can self-discipline themselves. You don't need someone over you to tell you what to do. If you can't self-discipline yourself, then what happens is you will find that you'll start self-sabotaging yourself. Another lesson to learn: you have to have an entrepreneurial mind. If you don't think like an entrepreneur, trading is not going to be for you unless you're working for an organization. And even so, you have to have be the kind of person that doesn't think in terms of a paycheck, but thinks in terms of the bigger picture. Those are some of the few lessons that I have a lot of questions here, so we haven't even gotten to our second one, and we're halfway through the workshop. Okay, number 5. Tell me some stories about big transformation people you have worked with. There's so many wonderful stories. I'll tell you this one from a fellow in Austin, Texas. He came to me. He was about 35 years old, and he was determined that he was going to do everything that was necessary to be a good trader. He read hundreds of books. He took so many lessons from so many mentors, and he worked 16 hours a day sometimes in his trading. And what he was producing was $200-300 a day. That was it. Well, when he came to me, he had a tick in his eye, and he was very, very nervous. And a young man who was very nervous hardly ever saw his wife and his child. And I said, well, you hired me as a coach, and you have to learn to trade full-time 2 hours a day. That's all you get. You can read, you could do other things, but you could only pay attention 2 hours a day. After we worked together and let go of a lot of the self-sabotage issues that he was dealing with, he was making, last time I heard, between $7,000 to $10,000 a day. So that is one of the many stories. Let's see. How do you break that pattern, the lost pattern? Remember, Susan, I'm going to be giving you conscious answers, okay? So conscious answers are not going to necessarily go to your subconscious mind. You break the lost pattern by making a decision of taking action on the opposite of what you're doing now. So, for instance, if the losses are a result of getting out too soon, then you just stay another tick, whatever the tick means to you, in the trade. If you're not getting in soon enough to the trade, then I want you to anticipate. So that is like the book type of answer. That is not the subconscious answer that's dealing with your deeper issues. If you really want to know what's dealing with your deeper issues, I've got a trader's evaluation, and in a half an hour I can tell you what most of your problems are. Okay, how can we overcome emotion? Let me go to the next set of questions while I'm answering this question. You are a human being, you're not a machine. A human being feels. Now, there is an appropriate emotion for traders, and there's inappropriate emotions in trading. The appropriate emotions in trading are you feel good about the decisions you're making. So if you try to block your emotions, you're going to build up a tremendous amount of stress. It is natural to feel good when you see an opportunity. It's natural to feel good when you make money. And at the end of the day, you should want to ask yourself one question. Did I follow my rules? Not whether I made money or not. If you followed your rules, whether you made money or not, the emotion should be good. So it's not a question of getting rid of emotions, it's getting rid of the negative emotions. The negative emotions have to deal with stress, fear of loss, fear of being wrong, fear of success. All of these emotions will hold you back because you will not see opportunity when you're in that kind of emotional state. And how you do that is you need to build confidence, because if you don't believe in your system or you don't believe in yourself, the negative emotions are going to come through. Let me see if there's any other questions I miss. Do you trade your own account? I used to trade Forex, but right now I have such a full schedule in what I do. I really don't have the time to trade. Any tips on selling into strength? That's getting into a more technical question, and I'd rather you ask a trader that. I could answer the question, but I'm really not supposed to on this particular program. I'm not allowed to. Hard to believe 10,000 a day. Yes, when you say it's hard to believe 10,000 a day, that was one of my more conservative stories. I have some stories that are pretty ridiculous as far as what people make in a short period of time. Of course, you have to have the bankroll to be able to do it, because if you don't have the bankroll, it's going to be hard to make that kind of money. Okay, you have your second set of questions. Do you want to ask any of these? Excuse me. How can I become more disciplined? The best way of becoming disciplined is by practicing discipline. And what I mean by practicing discipline, take on something that is really hard for you, whether it's golf, tennis. Make sure you're on time. Make sure you do everything right. Something outside of trading. But whatever it is, it's something that you haven't done before, and you make a commitment to it, and you say, hey, I'm going to be disciplined in this particular thing, and build up the discipline muscles in your head. I know there's no discipline muscles in your head, but we're going to use that as a metaphor, and then transfer your training to trading. Just the discipline of putting together a technique and putting together a business plan, that will show discipline. And have a morning routine that you repeat every single day. Okay, let's see. I've lost my place. Okay, number 13. Oh, that I